All right, good morning. Welcome back. We're today. Um, I don't know. I think these last 2 weeks have gone really well. I've been excited to talk about how we can start off the new year on the right foot, and I know that's not an easy thing for all of us to do. And um, you know, we- I just want to encourage you to try some of these small steps if you haven't yet. I mean that's my um, and Miss Calloway says this to us as teachers a lot. The war cry to the Republic is just try it. Try it and see. Try seeing if writing in a journal is going to help you. Again, I know it's helped me. So again, I have a journal. Each night I try and write in it. Um, and at first it started off as try, and now I've made it. I have to do it. I don't go to bed until I make that happen. And again, it's important because I'm reflecting on the day. And what I would tell you, and I've tried different ways. I've tried, after listening to people or reading a book, doing journaling their way, listing out 10 things that I want to accomplish, or, one that I did, it was answering, these specific questions, but those things didn't really, it was good at first, but they didn't really help me because they weren't mine. I didn't own them. And so, what I found now is that for me, I like to think about how did my work day go? How did my workout go if I got one in? And writing down what I did so that I can, remember that and know where I'm at. And if I hit a specific goal, lifting weights or a run time, I write that in there too. And then, I like to look at how productive I was. I look back at my goals from the day before. Was I able to accomplish them? And then, was there anything extra I was able to get in? Or were there times where I was just kind of sitting around, and even if I got my goals, I maybe had a chunk of time where I didn't do anything. And so that's something that's been important to me. And then I write a little bit about how I've interacted with my family and friends during the day. And so, again, you got to come up with some categories that make it your own. How did school go? How did, maybe reflect on each class. How did each class go? But I think that's something that could be really impactful to you if you'll give it a try. Same thing goes for us. We talked about trying to get in some daily exercise. It'll be impactful if you give it a try. If you haven't yet, again, just try starting off simple. 5 minutes in between class. Take 5 of those minutes to go, to the bathroom, get a snack, take care of the stuff that you need to take care of, and then use those other 5 minutes, to do a few push-ups, a few sit-ups, maybe just squats, lunges, maybe it's even just some stretches. Sit down and stretch out your muscles a little bit. Sit down, legs out in front, reach for your toes. Very simple things that, you can do that might make a huge impact on how you're feeling throughout the day. We've talked about some healthier eating, lots of different things. But I think in the end, again, you have to make it your own, and you have to give something a try. If you're stuck in a rut, you got to try and find a way to get out of it. And there's not going to be a perfect solution. You might not jump out of it right away. You might just make some small steps that slowly get you out of it. It might take you only part way there, and then you might have to change course again. It's like being lost somewhere. You're going to want to, hopefully have a map and a compass. If you don't have a map and a compass, though, then you got to use other things around you. You got to use your surroundings. And if you are going and you seem like you're passing by the same tree every time, you can't keep taking that same path to get out. So, this is, again, my challenge to you today, and this week we'll talk about it, and I'll try and give you some more strategies, but it is to try something new in order to impact your life. So, try to see if there is something out there that you can do. I know Miss McNamara has showed videos about, breathing techniques. There's lots of things out there. I mean, I think we live in an age where there's so much information on the internet that sometimes we take it for granted. We don't even use it. I know I do that sometimes. I feel stuck on something and I'm like, I don't know how I can figure this out. And then I remember like, oh, well, I could just try and look it up. The other thing too I've found is sometimes that's not the best place. Maybe you have somebody in your own family who's kind of an expert on something, you know. Maybe you have a family member that already uses a journal and you could talk to them. They might be a lot better person to talk to than me. They're going to probably be able to relate to you individually a lot closer. That goes for me with like construction stuff. I can look up all kinds of things online, and there's some good videos out there that help you go through how to do things, in the house. And some of them are great, but I found a lot of them, they kind of look like, oh, that is very much that person's way of doing it. And so, I have my father-in-law that I go to. My wife's dad was a contractor for a long time, and he's got a lot of great tricks that are really simple, and they don't cut corners. He's very meticulous about things being perfect. And so, I just know going into it that if I ask him, I'm going to get a really good answer. So find those experts in your life. Find something new to be able to do this week that challenges you to become, the best version of you, whatever that is right now in this time. Or we're still trying to figure this out. But, we got really like 2 more weeks before the end of this quarter. And, you might be in a spot where you're not going to be able to totally flip your grade around. That's going to be okay. You need to understand that, and that, you need to be able to try and talk to your family and be honest with them about how things have been going. But you can start to try and get, a little more work done and build some better habits in a couple weeks so that, the next quarter comes around and you're ready to start off on a good foot. And, we're ready to not fall behind. Because the beautiful thing about that new quarter, fresh slate, those assignments don't carry over. As much as you need that information from those previous assignments, you're not getting points for them in the new quarter. So you got to just try and stay on top of those things. And again, that's where having some daily goals written down where you can see them and then check on them is going to be important. So whether that's in your planner, whether that's in a journal, whether that's even just on a whiteboard near your desk, maybe you just have a small whiteboard, you write them down. And as you get them throughout the day, cross them off. Okay. But find something this week. And again, I'll give you some more strategies and you guys can talk about them in Tiger's Den too, but find a strategy that's going to, work for you in order to get better. And again, give it a try. And don't just give it one try and, oh, it didn't work that day. It's going to take more than that. It's going to take a few days to figure out if it's really going to help you. And you just have to stick with it. So again, stick with it this week. Try something new and look forward to talking with you guys more throughout the week.